really reinventing Super Mario Brothers in any kind of any way other than just creative level design. And that's not what they did at all. They really went back to the drawing board, and they didn't just crank out more games. They made some great experiences, and I am fully on board with Nintendo on this one, guys. So I think Nintendo is the best in the year 2012, which is interesting because I bet if you had asked me that question in 1991, I would have said Nintendo was probably the best developer in the world. And if you asked me in 2001, I might have said the same thing then too, although I think there probably were different arguments to make then. Rare, so on and so forth. But anyway, the point is, it's interesting to see how some developers fall from prominence and how some raise up. Anyway, we've done a lot today. We've talked a lot about this stuff. This is a really good conversation. I love the direction you guys take it, and I also love talking with people about video games that know about video games. One of my passions, and I'm sure it's one of yours, which is why hopefully you tune in every week to the Weekly Wringer. Now, I wanted to ask you guys all a question about CES. I know that's going on right now in Las Vegas, the Consumer Electronics Show. A lot of big announcements that normally come from this, even though it seems, since there are notable exceptions like Microsoft, they've said that this is going to be their last year presenting at CES. Interesting. I remember Microsoft about 10 years ago bashing Apple. Maybe they didn't do this directly, but I know Bill Gates did some of these things when he would talk at CES, although I know now Ballmer is the CES guy, even though it's their last year, of really bashing Apple because Apple didn't come to CES. Apple ran their own expo. They run Macworld, right? They run the Worldwide Developers Conference. They do their own thing, and so they're kind of separate from CES. Microsoft looks like they're about to go the same way. They're not going to play into CES. Consumer electronics seems to be kind of at the forefront of what they do, but at the same time, they're not probably going to make that the biggest item that they run now, and they're probably going to go independent now and really talk about these immersive experiences as they've now got Windows Phone, as they now have the Xbox Live experience, which is really doing a lot to spread the community onto the PC, Connect for PC, all of these experiences kind of coming together under one framework Microsoft's leading. I say all of that to ask you a question about some of the things that are being rumored now that CES is up, and away. So there are a lot of things going on right now. A lot of folks are looking, like as is rumored, Apple, Google, even Microsoft, Samsung, some of the bigger developers in the world, Sony, of developing all-in-one televisions. These are sets that basically allow you to have your big screen TV of whatever size you might want with built-in functionality that can surf the web, that can act as a DVR, that can store some of your favorite content, movies, music, so on and so forth. So kind of turning a TV, instead of just being a viewing device, into kind of the center of the multimedia experience that handles kind of as the all-in-one box. Now, there is no such thing as the kind of set-top box, but instead there is a TV. Now, I don't just ask you this because Apple is developing one, although there are interesting rumors about this. I ask you this because there are interesting rumors about everyone evolving this kind of platform nowadays. So here's what I want to ask you for next week. What do you think about the all-in-one television? Do you think you're ready for something like that? Is that something that you are willing to shell out even more coin for your television sets for in order to run? Or is this a matter of just sheer convenience? I mean, this sounds like the greatest idea in the world to you. I'm interested to understand what you guys think in terms of how an all-in-one TV would serve you well today, tomorrow, right? Do you think the world is ready for that kind of an experience? That's the question for next week. As always, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I am the Commodore from the clan of the Gray Wolf, and there is no reset button.